Did you know that you could be getting 2 deals a month from Facebook groups for free? No ads, no spending a dime, and even if you're not a social media guru. So let's get into it. Dead leads don't pay. Here's how to bring them back to life. Welcome to the revival, guys. Good morning. First of all, come on, please tell me if you thought that was pretty witty. Okay, welcome to the revival. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. I was so proud of that when I wrote it. I was like, come on now. I can't even tell you. I told Misa that, and so yeah. All right, so who is this for? Maybe you have tried to get social media leads through comments, DMs, etc., and surprise, they never respond. Like, come on, right? Or maybe you've gotten a little or even a lot of engagement with leads and then they totally ghost you. Okay. How about you just don't know what to say or do aside from the generic just checking in messages? Anybody guilty of that? Come on, raise a hand. Who's guilty of the just checking in for the 7,000th time? Guilty, man. So guilty. Okay. Or maybe you just keep hearing, what's your value proposition? You just got to have a better value proposition. And you don't actually know what that freaking means, but you know you kind of need it. And really, just overall, you just want to be known as a person who makes people's lives better. Who resonates with that? Who wants a reputation as being known as someone who makes people's lives better? So deep down in my core, man, I don't know. Maybe it's selfish, but I want to feel good about the way that I'm perceived by others. I want people to perceive me as that guy that they see and they're like, "Oh man, I'm so glad that Robert's in my life." I want you guys to feel that way. That's part of why I put so much work into this. And it's free, but I want you guys to feel that way with me. Step 1, who are they? So, select one person from your database who is a lead you got from social media. This also works for leads in general, but so if you say it's texting or maybe you saw them at Home Depot, but we just need a couple things. So select one lead from your database who has not responded to you. And again, this can work with ones that have ghosted you, right? It's been months, years even, okay? But we need a couple things from them, okay? So if you just saw them at Home Depot and handed the business card, I can't really do anything with that, okay? Right? So we need a little bit. We need their first name, what platform you connected with them on. And like I said, this can work with off social media too, but I just kind of have to focus on one particular thing to make this make sense. So what platform they were on and where on that platform you saw them initially. For example, Jack, Facebook, moving to Tennessee Facebook group. Now yours could be that they made a post somewhere. Yours could be that you made a post somewhere. Maybe you reached out to them directly. And then again, this works for in-person and other lead gen methods. We're just focusing on social media for sake of conversation. Bonnie, absolutely, they can be paid ads. Just wherever, as long as you can get those 3 things, it's going to help us a little bit more to have a kind of a base to work with. Okay. Andrea kicking it off. Aaron, Facebook Messenger. I like it. So drop in the chat that one person, first name, what platform you connected with them on, and where on that platform you connected. Drop it in the chat. And again, some of you are like, I have hundreds of non-responsive leads. So this should be really quick, really fast, and easy to get into. All right. So why did you reach out? Now I want you to write down the reason why you reached out to this individual in the first place. This can be stupidly obvious, guys, okay? But I don't know all the posts. I don't know all the reasons you reached out. So let me give you an example. Remember, my example is Jack, Facebook, moving to TN Facebook group. He made a post about looking for a realtor to help his family move to TN from out of state. And I want to help him find a home. Pretty easy, right? But for some of you, it's not always directly real estate, and that's why you need to know the reason. Why did I reach out to this person? What am I trying to accomplish here? Right? Some of them are straightforward, like mine. Others are, well, I just wanted to help them with this problem that they had. Right? Maybe you reached out to someone and they were asking credit questions. So your goal was you're just trying to hook them up with a credit repair or advisor or something like that, right? So we just need that reason, and then drop your reason in the chat. And again, stick to this one person. All this is going to be revolving around this one person. Okay, so some of them are super direct and easy. Awesome. A lot of times they are, let's be real, right? It's kind of like the obvious low-hanging fruit that we go for. All right, so drop those reasons in the chat. We're gonna keep moving fast. I added little emojis this time, so obviously I want to be the person who helps them find a home. Excited. I think this is the excited emoji, to be honest. I don't know all my emojis yet. If I'm using the wrong one, tell me. Okay. All right. So now I want you to write down, what did you say? Seriously, what did you say to them? Okay. Again, I'm going to use my examples. Remember, Jack, Facebook, moving into the end Facebook group. He's looking for a realtor to help him and his family move to TN and find a home here, right? And so I made a comment on his post. I said, "Hey, Jack, I'm a local real estate agent in Tennessee, born and raised, would love to help." I also sent him a DM that said, "Jack, saw your comment and wanted to reach out and see if you had any real estate questions I could help answer for you." Right? So write that down. Okay. And if you don't remember perfectly, listen, if it's been non responsive, you might have not talked to them for a while. Understandable. Just kind of try to remember. We tend to repeat a lot of the same things that we say. So do your best to kind of try and remember what you said, write it down. It's all going to make sense. You guys have come enough to know the process, to trust the process. You know it's all going to come together for you. This is great, by the way. Proud of you guys for just following the process, trusting it. So Kristen talked to him needing to fix up finances before buying. He wanted to stop renting. So remember, as best as you can, what did you say? Even paraphrasing is okay. All right, we're gonna keep moving. I know we're moving fast. Don't worry. You can drop questions in the chat, and I'll hook you up. I'll take good care of you. All right, this is awesome. All right, so now we're gonna keep the attention on me and examining what I did. What value This is a real story, by the way. So, what value do you bring? So, for each response that you reached out to them, write down the reason you gave that response to them, right? Or, sorry, the reason you gave them to respond to you. For example, here's the words. This is a phrase that I use often now. Jack should respond to me over other agents because of X. Now let's run that through my scenario. Remember, Jack, Facebook, Moon in Tennessee room. Okay. I made the comment, "Hey, Jack, I'm a local real estate agent in Tennessee, born and raised, would love to help." So, what reason did I give Jack to respond to me over other agents? Jack should respond to me over other agents because I'm a local agent and I know the area. Would you agree that's a pretty good summary of what I basically said, right? Give me a thumbs up if you would agree. That's a pretty good summary. Okay. And then how about the DM? Jack saw your comment and wanted to reach out and see if you had any real estate questions I could help answer for you. Jack should respond to me over other agents because I sent him a friendly direct message offering to answer his real estate questions. AKA, I'm nice. I'm helpful. Pretty good. I'm not asking you to critique what I said, but good summary. Kind of makes sense. Agreed? All right. Big flex. Nailed it, right? Totally nailed it. Jack didn't respond. Man. All right, so now real quick, I want you to drop in the chat. Remember, this is a cold lead, just like we're all talking about. We're not talking about people I know or worked with or anything like that. It's people who basically said they don't want to talk to me. Write in the chat why you think Jack didn't respond to me. And there are no wrong answers, by the way. You should be in the Agent Alliance live weekly calls. They're free, they're interactive. Within 5 to 10 minutes, you are working, getting live examples, live role plays. Unlike most calls where they're just sitting there and they're texting, we got you. You're going to leave this call having worked on a solution for your business, have an accountability partner and a whole community behind you to solve these problems. But you got to get into live call to get the full interactive experience. So my compelling reasons for Jack to respond were all about me. I'm this. I'd love that. Nobody likes being around people who only talk about themselves, right? Can we all agree with that? Thumbs up. Can we agree with that? That's just human nature. We don't like being around people who only talk about themselves. But all I talked about was what I wanted, right? The same unique things uh, are the reasons every other agent shared too. So me saying I'm local and I'm a real estate agent and I'd love to help and all this stuff that apparently I'm supposed to pretend are unique about me. I basically just told Jack I'm like every other agent out there and that I'm not actually unique at all. And then, of course, see, I didn't provide anything of value. I mean, seriously, what value did I bring? So you guys nailed it, by the way. And if you think this is going to be a repeat of where we go with the Facebook groups that I taught you, what was that 2 weeks ago, last week? I don't know. It's all kind of a blur in my head. It is not. We're going to be moving from there, so don't you worry. Trina, are you serious? You were told yesterday that you're missing out because you don't have an iPhone, and some people won't work with people that can tell you don't have an iPhone. Whew, that is a bullet dodged, man. Yeah, I'm good, man. I mean, listen, if you all don't have your white BMWs leased already, you're going to fail in real estate, obviously. Okay. No. All right. So here's the thing. This is a good thing for you guys to really take home. This applies to everything that you do in real estate. People buy our services first with their time and trust. The commission is the tip after the service has been completed. Think about that for a second. Now, does anybody disagree with me on this? Well, Robert, I tell them up front I'm going to earn a commission. Really? So you've never negotiated with your commission? It's never changed? The deal's never fallen apart to where you don't get paid at all? The truth is that our commission is a variable until we actually get paid. You have no idea. In every deal, you have no idea if you'll actually get paid, even with your legal contracts. This is not a pay up front. So, what are they buying from us? Our services, right? And what do they buy with? It's not money. We don't charge them up front. It is their time and their trust. So, to put another way, we sell leads, our value proposition, and they buy it with their time and trust. So, if what we're offering isn't perceived as valuable, why would they buy it? Right? Pretty simple. Pretty simple. So remember in this scenario, I know nothing about Jack's motivation, his wants, his needs, because he's a cold, dead lead, right? So this would actually be so much easier, what I'm about to show you, for responsive leads. 1,000 times easier. Okay? So what the heck is value then? Now we're actually going to get into what is value. Okay? And you can just simply use the fill in the blank that we used earlier to critique myself. Now we're going to use that to create value. Okay? So remember what it is? Jack should respond to me over other agents because of X, right? Jack should respond to me over other agents because I have a guidebook, everything you need to know about moving to Tennessee. I have a list of incentives for new construction builders in Tennessee. I've got excellent programs, lenders with buy downs, zero down payment, closing cost help, etc. Insurance, who are unbeatable. Maybe my brokerage offers pay at closing loans, buy before you sell, and so on. Maybe it's I have everything they need when moving to Tennessee, taken from the guidebook, by the way, from moving company to internet provider contacts, job network, whatever. How about I have a moving package? This is all real, by the way. Everything you see here, I offer. I have a moving package I can send to them to help them move. Anybody notice anything that's different about these things versus what I said earlier to Jack? Drop in the comment. What are some immediate things that you notice that are different from this list to what I said earlier? Because both are accurate and true. It's specific. I like that. Yep. Consumer benefits. That's right. You're giving them something, meeting their needs, adding value to their needs. I love it. Yep. See how everything is tangible and available to them? Now that they can see it, they are 70 to 80% more likely to buy it. You guys just connect the dots right there? Let that sink in for a moment. If they can't see it, they probably won't buy it. We don't like buying things blind, guys. What do you think a showing is? An inspection, appraisal. You don't like buying things blind. You look at every picture, you read reviews, you spend so much time trying to see as much of the product as possible. Agents do the exact opposite. It's all vague and behind a curtain, and they go, "Yeah, I'm a stranger on the internet. You should just trust me." Okay, great. Your job is that you have to help them see it. So create something they can see, and they will be more than likely, 70 to 80% more likely to buy it. Everybody understand what I said there? Do you get that? Give me a yes in the chat if you understood what I was really saying right there. And if you didn't, it's okay. I can break it down further. I just want to make sure before we move on, you understand what we're doing here. Okay, awesome. All right. Now notice I didn't say that value was that I was a number one team or I have 20 years of experience, even though those are true and they could be valuable. They're not tangible. They don't make sense to the average person, right? And so we want to turn around and create a product that's simple. Do you guys actually care how long Walmart's been in business or not? No. You are looking at the singular product that you are there to buy, and you are trying to decide whether you're going to buy it or not, whether it's worth it. You don't even know. Off the top of your head, most of you probably have no clue the stores that you're in, how long they've been in business. You just care about the product that you're trying to buy. All right. So now we're going to get into it together. It's going to be a very simple exercise. Okay. And I'm going to help you discover what is your value proposition. Unlike what the gurus typically teach you online, you have numerous, endless value propositions. 10, 20, 30, 40. Me, I have hundreds. You should have hundreds. Why? Because every single person has different needs and different places where they need your value. It is not just, here's my value proposition, and this is just giant, overwhelming thing or the super vague thing. Value propositions are small, bite-sized pieces to feed them and keep them moving forward. Okay? So we're going to help that. We're going to extract that out of you when we go into the breakout rooms. So let me break down what we're going to do. All right, if you're watching right now, we do live breakout rooms where you get assigned a partner who's going to walk through the process with you that you learn in the calls in real time together. You'll put it into action, and then for the next week, they'll also be your accountability and solution buddy who will just help you through that and the assignment for the week. So we would love to see you on the live call so you can get into these breakout rooms. Let's talk about these value propositions. This is a very important thing. And the reason why we have to have value propositions is similar to what we were talking about earlier, which is someone absolutely buys our services with time and trust first. It's pretty simple, right? And it's pretty hard to refute that because for most of us, we don't charge any upfront fees. We don't charge hourly fees. There are some agents that will. We actually might do a training on that too. And so if we don't have a value proposition, if we don't have something that people can see, identify, and really understand, there's no reason for them to buy from us. I mean, think about it. If you went and you're looking for a couch on Facebook Marketplace and someone didn't have any description, any pictures, no price, and the whole thing was just, this is a couch. But then you had people who do have descriptions. They do have a price. They do have pictures. Which one are you far more likely to buy from? Obviously, the one that allows you to see more of what you're getting. And so I am a firm believer that our value proposition is not just one giant big thing we do. But I feel like that's often represented or presented, I should say, in our industry. That our value proposition is just this big thing that we just do. And when we do that, it is just kind of like this elusive, what does it even mean? How do you quantify it? Where does it belong? Everything like that. I believe that our value propositions are a bunch of small little things that we offer and do to support others, and that it gives us an opportunity to be able to show them the different ways that we can tangibly support them in their life. And so, going over earlier what I said, value propositions do not just have to be um, directly real estate related. Having a best foods in, I live in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, right? That's actually a value proposition to someone who cares about social life. Now, is that the value proposition that will make them work with you? No. Remember of the point of this call is to get cold leads, to turn around and talk to you again. It's to get non-responsive leads. Okay. And so when we have these non-responsive leads, we turn around and need to find a way to get them to talk to us. So we should try every avenue possible, from best foods to eat to marketing services to a home buyer guide to loan programs, anything to try and find a connection with them that provides them value. And they go, I'd buy that with my time and my trust, right? Imagine you went into a store and they only ever had one product. Nobody would ever go into those stores, right? When someone is shopping the grocery list, if you will, they're going to go to the store that they think has the most for them. And it might start with something small and lead to more. So hopefully that made sense, and you can kind of get an idea of how you turn around and make value propositions. So now I'm going to kind of break down some of the value propositions and how to make them. So let's start with the one that everybody asks a lot, which is the Moving to Tennessee guidebook, or even just the guidebook of Tennessee, living in Tennessee. So what are some things that you should put in that guidebook? How do you do that? So first and foremost, don't spend a ton of time focusing on yourself. Nobody cares. A big mistake that I've even made in some of the guidebooks I made is that I started off all about me, right? Instead, lead in with your guidebooks about some of the most compelling things they're going to get in the guidebook. Think of it like a hook, right? The 5 best restaurants you should be eating at in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, right? The 3 best hiking trails, the number one thing you need to know about owning or buying or selling a home in Tennessee. So we're putting a bunch of hooks in there that are reaffirming that this is valuable to them and they should keep reading. And then I'm going to put things in my guidebooks, such as, and if it wasn't so hard for the way that the recordings work with sharing this, but I'm happy to share some of the guidebooks with you guys. I'm going to put things like, here are some of the different areas, and a simple picture and some short blurbs about those areas, like Franklin and Nashville, and of course, Murfreesboro itself. I might share some of the natural amenities, waterfalls, and things like that in Tennessee, hiking trails. I'm going to just share little pieces of the guidebook of Tennessee that show them what life is like here. Then I'm going to insert some real estate stuff. I'm going to share a little bit about the home buying and selling process in Tennessee. We're not talking about 6, even 7 pages. We're talking about simple things like, here's how a loan works, because a lot of people don't know for the buyer side. And here's how buying a loan in Tennessee. Now, it's going to be like 90% the same for every state, but make it custom for Tennessee. Maybe you share a little bit about some programs that you have access to that someone will be reading that and go, oh, yeah, a rate buy down is important to me. I'd love to get my interest rate lower. Or, yeah, I'm a first time home buyer. I need a program that will help me with my down payment assistance. So we're putting in a bunch of different things like that. That's just a quick bullet example. We can actually do deep dives on creating like an ultimate guide. So let me know, for those watching on the stream, let me know if you would like a live call where I break down how to build these guidebooks, and then maybe we can add that into the list of things that we do. Okay. So, some other simple guidebooks are like we talked about, and these can even come from your main guidebook, but simple value propositions are like five best restaurants in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, three best hiking trails, things like that. Uh, Even fun facts. Here's five facts you might not have known about moving to Tennessee. Notice how it's not just five facts about Tennessee, it's about five facts you need to know before moving to Tennessee. Things that someone moving to Tennessee would care about, right? Again, are you good at marketing? What are some skill sets that you have that you can share with them to provide unique value? If you're good at marketing, maybe you have a popular Instagram account, maybe you're good at creating graphics. Okay, put that into a tangible value. Hey, I do a full social media package. Let me give you an example of what that looks like. And then you show them in that breakdown what that example is. Now you've created a tangible value proposition because they can see it. And so now they can decide for themselves whether they're going to buy it with their time and their trust. So I hope this is making a lot of sense. Let me send a quick broadcast message into everybody in the rooms. 2-minute warning. And Kiki, thanks for joining us. Everybody's in the breakout rooms, uh, working on their own unique value propositions with their partners. It is awesome. And for everybody who is watching through the streams or watching live, you should definitely be on these live calls because not only do we work through it together, but obviously you see our chat is incredibly active and we're constantly working together. And then we get into these breakout rooms. And in these breakout rooms, you have a partner where you're actually working on these value propositions, the activity for the call, and having someone there with you. And you'll get to read back to each other. You'll get to brainstorm and problem solve to each other and get an accountability partner and supporter for the week. So get on the live calls and enjoy that. Um, we are going to do the 1 minute warning now. All breakout rooms will close in 60 seconds. We're going to bring some people back. I cannot wait to hear what they did. Gets me so excited. All right. I am ready for it. 30 seconds. So again, make sure you come to the live call so you can get in on these breakout sessions, the extra resources, and partnerships, community. These are special calls. I would say, and I mean that proudly, that this community is the most engaged and active community that I have seen. This chat blows up. Hey, welcome back, Connor and Jessica. All right, how'd it go? Drop in the chat. Did you get some value propositions written down? Hopefully you did. If you did, copy and paste them for me. Drop them in the chat. I want to see some of the value propositions that you came up with. Welcome back, everybody. It's crazy. It's like a flood. Like, do, 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 do. Everybody coming back in. So first, like, how was it? How was it writing down your value propositions and starting to think this through? Drop it in the chat. Let me know. How are you feeling about it? Lori, great. Andrea, amazing. Desiree, great. Stacy, good. Just good? I'm just teasing. Yeah. Kristen, good. We only got two, but it's a start. Listen, it is a start. That is exactly the point. It's something that you haven't started, and now you have, and you can be confident about that. Desiree's propositions were similar. Yeah, and listen, we're going to have a lot of overlaps, especially when I'm teaching you all my strategies, man. I'm sharing the good stuff with you, the guidebooks and things like that. Sam, I yapped too much. Went well enough. I feel that, brother. So when you have those value propositions, right? So now you've got this bullet list of value propositions. Here's the task for the week. You're going to pick one of them. Now you can do more if you want, but at least pick one value point and actually build it. Okay? So give me some bullet points of some things that you guys did, and I'll give you an example of what you're going to do for the week. So just some bullet points of some value propositions. It could be, listen, Sam, I know that you're a singer. I mean, seriously, take that for a minute and think about that. Okay, my value proposition could be that I know the five best places to hear the best songs on Broadway. Stuff that people, again, nightlife, right? Whatever your area is. Andrea, access to off market opportunities. Solid. Stacy, first time home buyer education guide. Yep. Andrea, access to cash offers. Crushing it. Standing out. So, networking groups, offering lower seller commission to a buyer lead. Dream team vendor list. Solid. Yep. Pet care, pet recreation areas in the area, healthcare providers in the area. Shane, Cash Investor Network, right? So now we're going to take these, and for this is you're going to be your focus. You can do more, but I want you to at least pick one, and you're going to build out that actual value proposition. For some of you, it might be quick and simple, right? It may be a single page where you just explain your value proposition. Use more images, make the wording simple, because remember, at the end of the day, they just need to see the product. And if you go and you try to buy a Hershey's bar, but it doesn't look like chocolate, there's nothing that clearly indicates it's chocolate, and it's overloaded with other stuff that doesn't even seem relevant to the fact that it's chocolate, you're probably going to go buy the simpler product, the one that makes sense. Because remember, they need to see it. They need to see what this means. So let me use an example. This is off the top of my head, guys. So bear with me if it sounds terrible, actually. I'm going to use Andrea access to cash offers. So what she might do is turn around, and you can use ChatGPT for this, by the way, too. This helps a lot, right? Is she's going to create a simple one-page graphic in Canva. This is an option. Andrea, you don't have to do this, but this is an option, right? It says cash offers, and then you might turn around and ask ChatGPT, give me some of the common questions or common ways that someone might care about cash offers, because you need to understand why would someone now care about this cash offer. Same question as before. Jack should respond to me because of X. All right, so Jack should care about cash offers because of X. Now, do you see how we just built the value proposition? How we're reusing the same line again and again to get to the real ultimate reason why this is valuable. Jack should care about cash offers because they typically will win in multi-offer scenarios. That's one. Cash offers, right? People say cash is king. There's a reason why. How about Jack should care about cash offers because he won't have to deal with home to sell contingencies, appraisals. You see what I'm saying? And so then now you have a winning strategy for Jack to easily comprehend why your value proposition, Andrea, of cash offers is valuable. Does that make sense, guys? Be honest with me. Did what I just did make sense to you? It's okay if it didn't. I need to know. All right? I know I can get wordy and stuff, so you tell me if it made sense or not. And remember, keep it incredibly simple. If there's a lot of extra stuff in there that doesn't help explain or make it clearer on what you offer and why it's valuable to someone, then it's not valuable, actually. You're diminishing the value. The best offers in the world are obviously so simple. Think about this: $0 down payment assistance program. Pretty much tells you everything you need to know. Now, does it tell you who it's from and why it's available? No. What do agents tend to do? Over-explain. Over-explain. The Ron, it's a THDA loan in Tennessee, and it's a zero down payment, which means X and X and X, and blah, 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 blah. And they're like, wait, huh? Wait. What is this? Just keep it simple, guys. Jack should care about this because of, and then you just keep using that scenario because of X until you run out of things. And now you've created your super simple list of why Jack should care about this. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Tell me if it doesn't, and I'll take good care of you. I'll make sure. Okay. Helpful suggestions when you're following up with people. We will do more on follow up. You know, we just take bite sized pieces. Everybody else just wants to make sure that you turn around and spend forever just listening to them yap. I want you to take something like you did today and actually go and improve your business this week. That's why we do small, bite sized pieces. But you can do video when you follow up with people, written, pictures, and posts. You should have a variety of ways and calling, of course, but this is cold dead leads online. So the assumption is that you probably don't have a phone number. If you do have a phone number, then absolutely you add calling and texting into that mix. Um, and so we will do more posts on or more trainings on different types of follow up. But I'm just wanting to remind you, agents seem to believe that they can only comment and only send direct messages written. Video outperforms significantly. Now, this is a pop quiz. Why does video perform better? I've already given you the answer, by the way, earlier in this call. Why does video perform better? The answer is what we learned about value propositions. Tangible. They can see it. They can hear your tone. They can see your face. Yes, your face. They actually do want to see it. Believe it or not, they do. They can know that you're real. It helps to paint a picture that you are a real person ready to serve them. You're not just a message. Okay? So video works written, obviously. But now, this one came up a lot. Lori, thank you. Robert's video sealed the deal for me to come to Epique. I love it. So written. Remember, everybody said just checking in. Guilty. All right, I'm going to save you time. Okay? Use this every time you go to reach out to someone. All right? So if I'm going to reach out to Sam. Sam's going to be the cold dead lead that I'm going to follow up with every time. And by the way, you can use this. You can use this even if they're not a cold dead lead. And Sam's my past client. It doesn't matter. This should be how you always look at communicating with people. Sam should respond to me because of X. You guys see the formula? Because if you just go, just checking in, Sam knows you didn't think about Sam. He knows it because you proved it. Just checking in. Oh, thanks, Robert. That's great. Why? What did I give to Sam? How did I make Sam's day better? Andrea, if someone told you you said you were weird for sending a video, you are doing something right, by the way. The amount of people that say I'm weird, that's awkward, that's whatever, perfect. They will hate me as their agent. And I do not want to work with someone who does not want someone who's really personal with them. I send videos, I send pictures, I communicate, and if you have a problem with that, we will never work together. It will be a bad relationship, okay? But now, when I'm thinking about reaching out to Sam, instead of just saying, oh, I have to follow up with Sam because I want to make sure that he doesn't forget about me because I want to make sure that I get my commission check, wrong heart, wrong thought process, and it will generally not lead to sales. Your just checking ins typically don't work. Why? Because every other agent says that too. Hey, Sam, just checking in. But when you say, why? When I send this text message, why should Sam respond to it? You start to actually think about Sam and you work harder to care about Sam. And Sam will know that. And he will feel that and he will see that and he will witness that. And more than likely, over time, Sam will say, hey, man, thanks for reaching out. You guys feel that for a second? Seriously, feel this in your relationships. Beyond just leads, feel this in everybody you care about. Your spouses, your coworkers. For those of you who have a day job, your customers that you serve. It will change everything for you when you think like that. All right? Okay, if you want to know what I offer people in my moving packages, these things are gold, by the way. I offer moving packages for everybody, sellers, buyers, out of state, in state, doesn't matter. If you want to know what I offer in them, I'm going to put it in the newsletter for you because we're almost out of time. I'll also put the slides and the replay as always for you. So, link should be in the chat as long as Misa is here and able to drop it. If not, you can just, well, actually, let me see. Yeah, no, I don't know. I got to do better about having the links like on hand. I'm still learning too. But subscribe to the newsletter and I'll get you set this stuff because there's always more I want to share with you, but we only have so much time. So I'm going to take good care of you. Thank you for investing in yourself. Let me invest in you, blah, blah, blah. Don't forget 100K in 100 days challenge, March 4th. Is coming up. And guys, I will stay on as always for a couple Q&As at the end because I'm sure some of you have questions. It's $25 this time and they keep doubling it. Well, it's doubling it because we're getting hundreds and hundreds of agents that apply. So I would get in on that. Bunch of proof. You know I don't spend a lot of time, but some of you have even been in the 100K challenge. You know these people. You are these people. It works. It helps. And by the way, the 100K challenge, part of why it works so well with getting people is it starts from a place of the value propositions that we talked about. It is filled with all of these different value propositions. So for those of you who want to experience what it's like kind of creating value propositions in real time by leveraging other people's value, the 100K challenge is a great one to get in on that and walk through in real time. Our Facebook group, great place to get involved. Come share your value propositions, what you've learned and built with others. Inspire each other, learn from others, everything like that. I will drop the newsletter in the chat for you guys to subscribe to, and then I'll do a Q&A right now. So I'm going to drop that in the chat. We've got the Facebook group there, and I'm going to give you the sign up for the newsletter if you want to. Remember, this is all free, guys. Like, other than the 100K challenge, and that's just because we can only have so many people in it at a time. Oh, look at that. The open rate and the click-through rate just went up more on the newsletter. Let's go. All right. There you go. Newsletter in the chat. I still don't know how to change it to the Agent Alliance newsletter, so bear with me. All right, Q&As. First question. Let me kick off the Q&A. How did you feel about today's session? Hold me accountable. Share with me in the chat, like, how was it? Did I bring you value? Did I make you want to come back another week? Like, let me know in the chat, like, yes, you did. Even if you have some value points that you'd like to share, like that you some takeaways or anything like that. I would genuinely like to know that because I work really, really hard on these. And if it's not hitting home with you, one, I either need to change and do better, or two, I'm just not going to do it. So I need to know because I really want to keep being better at these. There you have it. How to get 2 deals a month from Facebook groups with no ads, not spending a dime, and even if you suck at social media. And you don't even have to have your own group. You can just leverage other people's groups. And so make sure that you subscribe to the Agent Alliance newsletter so that you can get the replays, the slides, and extra details, insights, assets, connections, resources, you name it, for free. Okay? And also get in the Agent Alliance group so you can connect with others just like you. And of course, keep coming to these live calls where we get interactive, we do breakout rooms, and we just crush it together.